They're just talking something about some random stuff or something?
No, he's pissed off at me. And I put him in his place. I'm not dealing with it.
Okay, so he was having a sissy fist. Gotcha.
Oh, sissy
I can't properly use the proper pronoun to describe it because I wasn't there to actually hear it. Yes. I see it all the time. That happened to Entergems. Kind of interesting, because the ones that usually do that are SJWs and feminists. That have them potential tantrums when they don't get their way. One thing bad happened, and you'll hit to cry about it. I don't expect it from any man. Even women, I don't expect it from. Especially when it's an adult. I expect it from children, not adults. Old saying. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Yeah, it goes in the theory of S&M. Of course, it can also mean very different things too, per person. It might be sexual, or another person it might be what you're doing to the person that is currently being completely retarded themselves. Context is everything. Wordplay is the best thing to work with. How long does it take you to get the stream back up? I was just curious how long it takes you to get the stream back up. It's not. Let me do a refresh on mine. See if that fixes it. Okay, that fixed it. Yeah, it's up. I just had to refresh the page. Oh, you pulled over to the side of the road because I wasn't sure of it being up. Look at all the potential targets, just driving in the opposite direction. Maybe. You're driving a bus. If you're not doing that, you're not driving a bus. let's see if we get a few more people to show up again. I think we last I seen when you were live streaming, you had about 2 people. And it is 11:14 right now here. Also, California should be getting on pretty soon too. It's just their afternoon. Only if I could rip our audio out of the video and be able to hear the sounds of the video without our voices being involved with that. No, that's not what I mean by it. I was referring to, for me, to be able to hear the sounds and not hear myself talk and you double speaking confusingly the days out of me. One reason I'm currently muted is for the simple fact that I'm starting to try to answer the video instead of you, which was confusing me. Just take out that heavy that semi over there. It should speed you up faster. You can double team him. And the dash is still dark. With it being bright daylight, you should be able to see that dash a lot better. Sheesh. Yeah, because even daylight, you should be able to see that all the dials and stuff perfectly fine. The backlighting only comes in handy at night. When you don't have a giant light bulb shining into your car. I don't even know why that's even on a bus. I understand that. I don't understand why it's on in this game. relatively it's not that hard because there's a lot of flat. You just have to do the blendings and stuff like that to make sure it looks like an actual audio paint instead of just somebody planted a paint plain color onto it. So it needs that shine. Now? Wow. They're very noticeable when they start out. I could expect if you took out a stunt plane and did that, it would be fine. That's not built for that kind of stress on the wings. So what broke on it to cause them to crash? Oh. I didn't count his altitude correctly, I guess. How did they not realize it wasn't a proper procedure? Yeah, the tower's supposed to be keeping an eye on all that. Crashed on the side of a mountain and died, right? I kind of wish he'd lived. I kind of wish he lived so I could hear the story from his point of view. No, they probably would have shot it down because it's still an aircraft. And went on a joyride. The best choice is part of the, if they did call it in, they would probably do a holding pattern before they even shut a rocket off, because the cost of the rocket, if he crashes on his own, that's alright. If he does anything else, shoot him down. Walks in, steals their aircraft and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what the tower was doing. Yeah, even towers should have noticed there's unauthorized aircraft while taxiing. Last I knew, the towers usually have a full field of the airfield, so they know who's taxiing. Because it makes it easier to tell if there's somebody on runway currently, so they can make sure a plane is inbound, it doesn't land on that runway. Some towers are supposed to be able to see the sky, also are supposed to see the ground. So was this a 2-engine passenger aircraft? Oh. So technically less dangerous than a gas turbine. It's clear that a plane that has 2 gas turbine engines crashes in a tower and takes it down. Well, like I say, that's you're accomplished. It still bugs me about these people that go to Twin Towers and say, like, oh, it's true, it's true. I've watched controlled explosions enough times to realize that's controlled explosives. Because when naturally buildings collapse, as they start to collapse at the top, there's a pushback. There was no pushback. Because more likely the building's going to try to throw the top off than it's going to crap straight down. It actually is. Somebody's got their color shaders off. The light shaders. I even looked back at the videos that for the Twin Towers incident. Where did the turbines go is the question. Big honking pieces of metal. Nowhere to be found. And you've seen what one of the gas turbines look like, which most commonly used in commercial airlines. You're expecting that big piece of metal hitting a building wouldn't have an impact spot? Yeah, but if you look closely at the damage, the hole, that's a missile impact. not even to recover the black box. I think there was something about saying there was like 3 different black boxes on the thing, and not a single piece of recovered. I heard something about 3. Yeah, and them things are supposed to really be able to take a beating. Yes, but they didn't even recover the box itself. Two planes, 3 towers. Kinda don't make sense there. The twin towers fell, but there was another building right behind them that fell too. I guess they forgot the plane. Yeah, that was probably the plane. It was meant to hit building 13. That was probably an actual plane compared to the other 2 things that hit the twin towers. Yeah, it's obvious it's an inside job. I'm just saying the evidence of it not being a plane in the first place. Okay, that's straight. It's kind of straight still. Huh? Wow. Yeah. They either were empty cells or V2 rockets. Have you looked at the remote control missiles? Yeah, that might have been what actually hit there. Was a drone. And that could explain why there's not giant gaping holes where the turbines impacted at. Yeah, weakening the building to collapse. Which it's clear it was a controlled explosion because the building didn't fight back. Because you got a huge amount of weight collapsing down on a building that's structurally sound. What do you think is going to happen to that top half? Let's not forget, most skyscrapers are designed to have aircraft hit them. Because if there's airfields around that area, well, there's a high chance of an airplane actually hitting the building. You kind of want a building that's able to withstand an aircraft hitting it. But it's still a safety feature. That's in the case. It also means if it was attacked by a missile, the building would stand. I closely watched one of the videos that one of the towers collapsing. I just watched it specifically right where, you know, where you would have the fight back of the actual structure. structure gives way. Where the top half collapsing would have hit so much mass below it, it would have bounced it back. No, it just, as soon as it's about to where it's going to hit the mass, the bottom half starts dropping. They never really realize this stuff. It's like so easy to look at it if you just look at it with a rational mind. And the so-called experts don't know anything about demolition. Because that was controlled demolition at the T. If you ever watch a building actually collapse on its own, unless it collapses from the base, it usually falls off to a direction. This is the reason why if you look at any destroyed cities or stuff like that, they use in movies and stuff like that, there's a reason why their buildings are like leaning over and stuff like that. Yeah. Isn't that the Leaning Tower of Pisa? I've heard the reason why it's actually doing that. It's because of the base. Part of the base, because part we gave way, so it started leaning. It's the ground it's built on is the issue. How it was built and stuff like that is the reason why it's leaning. But I think at this point right now, decorations. I think it's just a Seven Wonders of the World, basically. It's actually... Oh, I know. President Trump's ancestors. I can tell you exactly what's going to definitely stop them from crossing over. But there's probably a whole bunch of human rights issues and something about a police state and the government going corrupt and all that, shooting innocent civilians for walking over the border. Yeah. Governments innately are corrupt. The only times I don't go to war is if the people are fight back enough. Which people are, for some reason, are being taught to guns are bad and we need to remove them. No, we need to add more guns. I even came across the thing about when they first did our Bill of Rights. Yeah, it's like, you piss off the people, you're dead. Especially with the crazies out there. Yeah, normal people are getting sick of it. All the BS and stuff like that. And not alone, a lot of people don't even realize that here in the US, there's only one tax we actually have to pay. And that's to our state that we live in. That's it. That's the only tax we actually pay. No federal tax. No, just that tax to the state. So the state can run the fire department, your police, your roads, maintenance, infrastructures, and stuff like that. So they can do that. That's really what all the tax. That's the only tax that we have to pay. Because any other taxes are unconstitutional, because it's not written as such they're allowed to. It's one thing they kind of leave out when they come up with that. Oh, we're gonna tax. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to own land, you're not allowed to tax anybody. The only one it taxes is the state for running services. They keep the state running. That's it. Beyond that, there is no other taxes. Yeah, they don't tell you, here in the US, they don't tell you any of the stuff. Of course not, because they don't want the people to realize, like, these taxes are unlawful. And just the tax, federal tax is enough to cause a rebellion. Because it's already against the Constitution. And the federal government's main job is enforce the Bill of Rights on all states. It's hard to say on that. You might be able to force your way out. You're driving a bus. There's a dead stop in the road. I see who you're working for now. You're working for the illegal immigrants, and the drug cartels, the black market. And that car is a jackass. Basically, you go turn lanes, he turns lanes, overtakes the truck, and continues onward. He's probably got to a speed he's happy with, so he's not gonna go any faster. Sounds about right. I can think of quite a few different things that actually could have resulted in a civil war. And all of them should have triggered one. The main problem is the general public being naive. You take the general public from being naive to actually knowing what's going on, the civil war breaks out. The general public is starting to realize this because they're starting to realize news is fake. Yeah, it's propaganda and fear porn. or completely lying about a train that was a high-speed train when it was just a normal commuter that goes 75 miles per hour, which is not even classified as a high-speed train. I even looked up the model number that actually was on the side of the engine. And where I found out, I looked it up and got it, is it classified commuter. Max speed, 75 miles per hour. And this took me maybe just looking at the side of the engine, looking at the number on the side of the engine and looking it up that way. It's hard to say on that. You might actually have, as long as your tail end is not stuck. Now you do some grinding there. So you sneezed. So it's not actually on the bus's frame. And I can understand when you have about 6 wheels with hitboxes. So you got the tanker trailer this time. Because I don't think it's dropped off here. And I've never known a tanker truck to drop a trailer off. They very much take that right back with them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to come out with you can own the trailer.
I can understand we could something like ordered a trailer load and they don't really have any place to store it and they just bought a trailer and have them load it. That'd be the only way they would actually leave a tanker trailer back. Other than that, they're not ever gonna leave it because they're gonna take it right back to their the refinery. It's a refinery truck instead of a truck that's owned by anybody else. Depending. You're special. Something about a light show happening. And they're all equally spaced too, basically. just so dark in the cab. Yeah, it seems like it's reflecting off the steering wheel and dash, but it's not reflecting off of speedometers and stuff like that. I can tell them components have an independent light. Definitely doesn't need a black background for it. I've been watching so many of late and it's somewhat interesting. He tends to he's a comedian, but he does ask big questions and stuff like that. It has people goes out and has events and stuff. The type of events he does is basically change his mind and stuff like that to get like different viewpoints. And it usually ends up with the people leaving actually thinking instead of not thinking. Because he goes out to have an actual civil conversation with feeling people. Did that guy complain about your headlights?
I had the high beams on coming around the bend.
I'm amazed he did that. Because I know he flashed his, so I wasn't sure. I'm not seeing anything on the other side. Yeah, since that's where your door's at. The door, is the door animated or is it just always stays closed? Oh, kinda wish it was animated. Basically, if you go to unload, it opens the door or something. Then when you go to unload, it opens the door again. So you, precisely, you probably killed a few civilians, gotcha.
When you get home.
Underground looks a little bit better, doesn't it? If you're screaming at a bus, you don't know proper etiquette. It's like people have never heard of manners. We finally have somebody show up. Which, I'm not sure if the person just left. Maybe they got offended for what you're saying. Doubt it. If they got offended, they were probably yelling at you.
I don't know what they'd be offended for. I said it's an old glitchy ass wheel.
Well, like I said, there was a person thinking they were a cat. And think they could speak cat. Yeah, that's what they think what speaking cat was. Hit me out the meow sound. It'll take that about 2 or 3 days or something like that. We were talking about this. How language is and how stupid humans' language is. Exactly. Right, the necros have taken over. I always find it so much interesting when people think they can speak other languages, but they imitate like one sound the animal makes. It's like, no. That one's a little bit of a difficult one. Simply because it's a lot of it has to do with colors, behaviors. We also have to do with like the hormones too. I think an easier one would probably be a one they should go for is to speak ant. I don't think they'll have fun with that one. Since that's their communication is scent based. Well, technically, understanding cat and dogs is relatively easy. They're very simple. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen another species than a cat purr. That's curious. I wonder if a, what is the name? I'm trying to think of it. Ooh, got a new person. I guess the person left. He was speaking a different language, I don't know which. I think so. Mexican is not a language. It's a country. But their base formula is Spanish. Basically like Americans with English. Yeah, which you guys, Canadians base would be, oh, I can't think of the name. No, not British. Different one, next to it. There's a main one you guys are have. It's French. Which needs to be glitching up badly. I said it needed to. It needs to be lit up better. They'd be looking at me. What's wrong with you? Because their instruments are all lit. Which is kind of strange because of the wider turning angle. Ah. No, is it just a R-pack wheels that do that, or both sets? Ah, yeah, that would help out big time. And which, I kind of wish more trucks in the U.S. would have control over the rear tire selection for for steering. Which would help if the bus went to a city area or a residential area. Yeah, because in a straightaway like this, you wouldn't want them to turn. Yeah, I can see why you were able to shift your rear end a little bit better. Ah. So it's a weight issue? Does it have a manual crank for its things? Yeah, you're not moving that thing around then. So it's basically you line it up perfectly the first time. So what do you think of the new trucks they've been putting out, like the propane trucks, or natural gas trucks, or whatever they feel like calling them, in real life? I've seen them now and again, like Specialized stating this is a propane truck or something like that. I don't really see you around here either. But I've been seeing them make new propane trucks and stuff like that instead of using a diesel truck. Well, most gas stations have the big tank of propane. Is it propane or natural gas? I'm not sure which. One of the two. But I just never understand. It's like I think it's part of like the whole green movement for carbon emissions or something. Yeah, the whole thing, they're saying, oh, it's so bad, it's bad, bad. Carbon dioxide is not bad. So that one's complete BS. It's like, no, it's not the carbon dioxide is the issue, but there's an issue. It's something else, probably another byproduct that you're gonna have as an issue. But it's not carbon dioxide. If it's something else, put a filter on it. I know, like, we need to protect the environment. What about the 200 years of industry? No, it's like, nowadays it's so bad. 200 years of industrial building and learning how to make stuff more efficient. And you're telling me now we have a problem with carbon dioxide? We soak it up, we get oxygen. We produce carbon dioxide more, trees have more stuff to soak up. It's other byproducts that the trees might cause problems to the trees and stuff like that environment. if you want something good for the environment, bring back the steam engines and run them off cooking oil. I know they were doing the, I know there's currently the 808 or something like that was supposed to be being rebuilt. What was the question again? No idea. What did you hook? Is there an invisible wall on the bridge? Pop your front end up. Smack it right down. Probably something on top got hit. Then you got the bike guy right next to you having his hazards on. Are you completely stuck there? It might be a collision box on the bridge. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, everybody in that thing is like, what did we hit? The type is flung up, it seems like your top hit something. Because you would have flung up more if it was like underneath. Yeah, it caused the back end to lift up more instead of being stuck to the ground. Could be. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is height. There might be a collision box on the under the bridge. Are you higher than any other trailers that usually are? Yeah, 'cause if you're taller, unless they have their hitbox is not precise on the top, it might be hitting there. You gonna pull into this one?
Damage, yeah, no shit. I made $91 on that.
At least you made a profit. And he's a pretty tall trailer too. I wonder if the, you know, the little vent things, maybe they have hitboxes on them. They're extended up higher. You mean see if it's an invisible trailer causing the hitbox? It wouldn't seem right, because it would have the thing about it is the height of the vehicle as it is for the hitbox. I see you have your back wheels raised. It seems they're starting to come in now.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out what causes this.
I know, and the type of what I saw on the screen was basically the hit, something hit in the back end and flung your front end up. Oh, it was easy for you to cut across. Yeah, basically the same spot, I just watched it. Yeah, so they have the collision box above this, the thing. And so basically watch bridges because you have a high collision blocks. What now? Ray's up to you.
Unbelievable. Carrying passengers, I gotta watch for bridges.
Oh, I'm not allowed to drive a plow or I end up in a lake.
Yeah, that's you. Las Cruces, Los Angeles, I don't want to go LA. Sirocco, Albuquerque. We'll go Albuquerque.
I still wish I would focus more on the U.S. map and get the 48 states. I said I still wish. We won't be getting anything too fast until they finally deviate a actual team to the American Truck Simulator instead of actually keeping everybody on Euro. base game was bigger too. Which is a big factor in this type of game. You can expect to take a newcomer to this game. Has to buy this DLC, has to buy this DLC, has to buy this DLC, and buy all these DLCs to get the full map. Which a better way to avoid that type of issue is map packs. Where you buy one pack, you get a section of the map. But then you're required to get like specific directions. And a whole bunch of other stuff, but regardless, you're gonna have to at least have a majority of it free with special DLCs eventually. Or make where a DLC is multiple sections of the map, like I stated earlier.
We're gonna go Albuquerque.
You're gonna go Albuquerque and basically run off a cliff.
No, not me.
Okay, all you have to do is go straight, turn left, go follow that path, turn left again, and go off a cliff. It's gonna be a nice fall though. Yeah, I just able to Google's translator so I could at least get some people's what they're saying, understanding. And for some reason the stream went down to 320p for some odd reason. I know that I had to manually switch it back. Some odd reason. I had this nice high definition monitor and I kinda want stuff to be in high definition. Even on low quality monitors, running in high definition still looks better. Was there a train sound or something?
No.
Only if I had a steering wheel. If only I could make turns a lot better. I said if you had the control of that truck. expect your left motor just to go. Yeah, it probably would. Or it'd cause you more problems than anything. Yeah, I don't even know if you can get replacement motors for them. And no similar parts over versions. Put the encrude into it to make it better. And of course, if they make it perfect, then they can't sell another product. Oh, yeah, I can see what you mean, loaded. I'm currently looking at E29 driving force racing wheel for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. They both use serial ports, so you kind of expect it to be that way. And if it's not, people are just going to write a script for it to make drivers. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying if it wasn't. I know there's a way to hook rig it to play a PlayStation 3's remote on a PC. Yeah, because for some reason won't make a PC version allowed. Native. It's hard to say how much the collision box and the signs are. It might be though only the pipe has a collision box on it, where the big flat panels actually don't. And they're usually up high enough so they don't have to worry about clearance. sure how you managed to do that though. No, I'm Houdini. I got Oz to basically fly in the air. I had a recording. I was like, "No, Oz, you go ahead." Goes ahead, flies in air. He didn't do anything. He just turned the corner and just went flying. Which I basically stated to him, yeah, that's why I was sitting back here. I knew it was going to happen. I talk to him every now and again. He doesn't really stop. He'll stop into the TeamSpeak, but that's usually if I'm on and message him usually on a Tuesday night. The most dangerous thing, turning every driver into having automated systems for driving. But this question, which is worse? Human drivers or AI drivers? Yes, because it's not advanced enough, but let's take it if it was advanced enough. Which one? What I would be fine with is like a mix between AI and a person. Basically meaning that a person could override the AI. What I would point out to do is stricter requirements to be able to drive. Because everybody knows we don't need more restrictions on the guns, we need more restrictions on the cars. Drive, but they just have to learn the rule sets for the current road system you're currently in now. Which is strange when they have roundabouts. Yes, some things need to be destroyed. They're fine in computer simulator, but as soon as you add the human element to them, they're useless. But they put them in, and everybody's trying to figure out what the hell they're doing. notice in the wintertime, it's like, stills are on it, they haven't plowed it, it's like you see a guy just drifted around in circles. Which is odd, because they don't really patrol highways that much. The only time they ever go on a highway is if they need to get somewhere on the highway. Which for them is actually a good thing, because they need to have more maneuverability to get around. Well, making full use of the roads you currently have available. And you don't have to really worry about people catching on too much, because people are idiots. What's a condom? And that's the reason I made that comment. They basically think, oh, birth control, women use birth control. That's actually worse for the woman's body than that condom. This is what happens when you allow common sense to be killed. Then you allow stupid people to breed. A few of them are just naive, so the only ones who can get out of it. But the full-blown retards, nope. They're too far gone. A lot of it, general public, they're not full-blown retards, they're just uninformed. If they were actually told the correct information and true information, I think they would start thinking in other things. But all they get told is lies and stuff like that. Or another thing is Woman of the Year, and it's a man.
I know.
I want a Woman of the Year that's actually biologically a woman. Not a man that had a sex change less than a year. So he was even their so-called woman for he was less than a year. So how do you get Woman of the Year when he was even a woman for a year? Yeah. What are the cars? Okay. Which is odd, because normally in the USA, you don't see that many old-fashioned partially French. My family name is French. It's hard to say. But there are some special cases. I've seen them. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's just too bad there's not more strict driving laws. Saying that if you have a mental illness that impairs your judgment, that you're not allowed to drive. Yes, but for some reason trans are allowed to drive. Also, the left is allowed to drive too. I haven't figured that one out either.
Holy hell, I made full profit on this one.
Oh, we got a new person that said hello.
Well, hello. I don't know the name of you, but hello. I was trying to work my way towards New Mexico, or Roswell.
You're just hoping they beam up the magical hitboxing bus?
It might take me to your gay leader. Stupid thing gets stuck under bridges.
I don't think they want you to go to Roswell.
The closest I'm going to get through New Mexico. Nope, I'm not even going near it. Or what? Oh, you're so hippie. I wonder if Quick Job works.
I'd be interested if it does.
Nah, it's only trucks. That is so ghetto.
That kind of makes sense, because they probably only modified this vehicle itself.
ABQ Center to
Also,
Winnemucca?
why do you have a company similar that has a globe?
What?
When you only trade you only transfer it in a few states.
Oh, I don't know. I try to get this working with Canada Dream, with Canada US, and I had the Mexico in there, but it doesn't want to work with this bus mod.
Nah. Yeah, the so that word I would expect if you're an international trader, but
Yeah, well, what do you want? It's freaking hippie. Albuquerque to or Winnemucca, $93,000. That rating's only 89. Gizmo Roop.
in reality, they want to be you wouldn't be getting that much. Passengers not really get much money for passenger compared to a freight.
Well.
Of course, one is heavier than the other currently.
I don't know which one I want to do. Definitely not Oxnard. That place is a dump to get out of. And into.
Seems like at the end you're gonna need a lot of curves on that one.
Yeah, the curves are there. It's the back road when you get. I always get that stupid back road where it's a single lane all the way through.
You know you can reroute it.
Yeah, I don't realize it until I get there and I get on it. It's like, shit. Santa Maria. Prim, nope. Phoenix. It's a short trip, I guess.
I think that's painful, and I think Vlad the Impaler put them there. I looked in your mirror, and they basically were inside the fence. Like I said, Vlad the Impaler is the one who put them there. You caught two things there.
These wheels stick around everything.
Human beings stand in a straight line while waiting for something. That's a miracle in itself. And that's because of the fact of how long the bus is.
Okay, I am not going through Flagstaff for that damn bridge again.
I think it'd be entertaining for the other 3 people watching this.
I'm skipping Flagstaff, so alright. That's not bad. Basically one bloody highway all the way through. Nice.
I don't care if you dead bodies next to the bus loading area. They will learn the lesson for standing in a straight line next to a loading area. No. And one reason why you should take away all the things of overwrapping in the world. Where nothing has bubble wrap anymore, and let's see how people start to wise up. Of course there's going to be a lot of deaths, but they need to learn common sense, and that's the best way of doing it. Because nowadays no one actually ever being something of knowing how to survive without their little protective bubbles. Yes, it's so fun. Well, everybody is miserable because of them. Unless you're stuck in an actual bubble, then, well, that is fun. people watching. We did have 4 at one point in time, and before that was 5. Oh, no, it went back to 4. We got somebody new. Then somebody leave again. I think they kind of just want to sit here and listen or just watch. Not sure which. Especially since our conversation is triggering for a lot of people. Yeah, and if you look how women name stuff, they call it he. Which is perfectly normal. Males usually name it female, and women name a male. Are you making sure you get some of that biodiesel, that real rich stuff? That real stuff that makes you high? And the biodiesel I was referring to is hemp oil. That stuff you can grill! You got people like saying, all these carbon, everybody's using the gasoline engine. Well, gasoline engines can only use one type of fuel. Diesel, on the other hand, has multiple types.
Woohoo, $328.
A lot of people don't even realize. One thing I've never figured out is why they regulate hemp. There's no point to it. I don't know, I'm talking about the actual hemp strand. I was referring to the strand that's used for rope, stuff like that, string fabrics.
Yeah, yeah. They make hats and all that, belts and all that. And they make bracelets.
Sounds like you guys got a little bit better off than we do. We have to go and improve a state something about a, we have to have a medical license for marijuana.
Yeah, they're legalizing it here. Doesn't stop anybody.
Why banned it outright? Then you can make money off of it other ways. Or to not making money on it. And all you're doing is making crime when you ban something. I wonder if the person used a truck frame as the starting point. Oh, you technically want to see the side of the buses, so you don't have it walking beside you. I should be all lit up because it's daylight.
Albuquerque. Flagstaff staff is my enemy now.
You must destroy Flagstaff.
That stupid bridge.
Easiest way to destroy him. Give Flagstaff a white flag.
Yep.
You know how I was going on about the gun laws here?
Yeah.
There's something when the Constitution was written and stuff like that. A private, somebody that owned a boat sent a letter to the government asking to see if cannons were covered under the right to bear arms. He basically got it received back, yes. And cannons are classified as artillery. Which brings the question up. Can I have a artillery piece? A train wagon artillery piece. Mm-hmm, I see that. What did you get hooked on? At least you can force yourself away from it more. But that's a pretty interesting thing that a private citizen basically had a bolt and was asking if he could have cannons on his bolt. Defense. But my guess, the person that owned the boat was probably some type of trader. I'm curious if he used another truck as a frame. It's just, and you take the kind of firepower that was back then. There was the early stage of the Gatling gun. And a few decently capacity guns out there too. They have a high-speed fire rate. When it's it's basically a hunting rifle. That's all it is. It's a hunting rifle. Armor Light 15. No, it's Armor Light Rifle 15. This is the actual technical name for it. It's a semi-automatic, it's not even a full automatic, and there's actually, you take a US here, they technically don't have the right to ban fully automatics anyways. They're protected too. There is the mic jobs that do it, and the little background checks to get it, I'm fine with that. They're just making sure you're not a criminal. Technically open carry. I'm not sure what the walls on swords are right now. I haven't bothered to look into it. One is better to work with close range than the other. Depends on what kind of class of sword. What type? Now, if automatics weren't legal, I would have an LMG. Which I just like LMGs, that's the type of weapon I usually prefer. Any games I usually play, I always go for LMGs. Even if they're crap, I still kill for them because I actually like LMGs. And it's not like somebody's gonna go walk up and it's gonna be easy for somebody to set up an LMG. Actual LMGs or... Yeah, I was gonna say actual LMGs are quite heavy. Oh, I converted his airsoft gun into... converted the LMG into an airsoft. Yeah, the government can't come back after and say, we need to take this gun away. It's an airsoft gun. It's been converted over to fire airsoft. Why we even called it in the first place? Are you gonna finally run the truck off the road? You mean he got up to 70 very quickly? Reflecting too much on the ground. You got 1 thumb down and 2 thumbs up. I have no idea. Maybe it's our discussions. The conversation involves a Canadian man with an American man. Never had the belief of just one side. I was like, I talk to anybody. Anybody. Doesn't matter where you're from, I talk to you. Which is more or less the ideal world of everybody communicates with each other. And they're always like saying, oh, gaming's bad. No, gaming's not bad because information gets passed. That's why it's bad. People start to figure out what's going on. No. China is not a dump, it's a communist dump. Once you go into some of the Korean type MMOs. I think this has something probably to do with Vietnam. I know, it's too reflective. I should... Ow, my eyes. I usually run with high beams because I can't really see it in the dark, but that is horrible. I also record, so it helps out because it allows people to see people in front of me better. There's another reason I like to do high beams. I just record whenever I feel like and may put it up. Yeah, I always have a passive recording going. I don't always active record though. I set up this recording. There may be something funny in the recording or not. Doesn't matter. I need it because somebody's going to try to ram me in the front. Or somebody pulls up and goes flying. Yeah, basically. Of course, I've got recordings are or the server has him stop and did his tracks that I have to one time had to pull to the left. General's to the left. I freak out General. I removed mine because of it. Because I got tired of it. But I do like it. It looks good. I haven't used it since. I know, especially when it looks good too. But they need to shrink the hitbox on it so it doesn't do that anymore. Or if you try to get over a curve and your mud flaps are stopping you because they have a collision box. No, I don't have a problem with driving the road, it's when I go off-roading. Yeah, but I could do it better if I didn't have mud flaps that are made of steel. With anti-kink in them. Yeah, I've been a few times in buses, but actual decent quality buses compared to stupid school buses, which are pieces of junk. Tell me about it. Lucky I'm skinny. I was fitting one way, but the other way was still cramped. Oh, I'm just gonna slow down on this turn. They can go on the highlights. Not very fast though. I think they can go 70. 60 to 70, I believe, is their max speed on them. I'm not sure why I pulled over. Also, I see a lot of old cars, which nowadays you barely see it. Old cars. It's usually a surprise when you see them. I know the older cars that don't have seatbelts that actually get a exception on the seatbelt law. And that's only because of their fact that they weren't designed to were ever built to actually have, they were ever built when there were seatbelts. So they get even the exception on the law. They're allowed to actually not have a seatbelt. But they still state recommended to add a seatbelt. But a cop's not going to pull you over for not having a seatbelt in one of the motor cars. Well, the one that's around your waist is going to do damage to you. The one that's going to cross your chest is going to do damage to you. At that point, it's like, officer, what are you pulling me over for? You don't have no seatbelt on. I do. I see, there's a seatbelt here. This is how this is on. Oh, okay. Walks off. And you don't give them that your information because there's no point to it because you haven't committed a crime. Basically what the original ones that don't have seatbelts are allowed to do because of that. Yeah. They're allowed to keep their originality because that's what the original was. They say recommended to add it, but it's not required. Yeah, they can't really charge you on anything, or they'll be committing a crime then. That'd be fraud on their part. He has to be. Or he can lose his license easily. Hey, he has his hazards on. I wonder what he's carrying to actually. I'm just waiting for the AI to just do random brake check. As these turns, it's throwing us a speed up. They like to slow down on turns. Not sure. Probably some type of lying person that lies all the time about everything. that should be not allowed to have his word into law because he can't be trusted. Your shifter not working? Oh. Weird, because last I knew buses were supposed to be manual, not autos. Wow. That's stupid. Next, you're going to tell me all trucks are going to be automatics. I know there is. I'm just saying they're all going to. Because last I knew, all the manuals are better for towing. Since you can switch to different gears for the load. Or they have the new ones that are basically automatic / manual things, which is a good way to destroy your gearbox. Oh, you can just switch between manual and automatics whenever you want. What's the lifespan of the gearbox? Because I know automatics are brutal to the gearbox. Another time a manual is booted to the gearbox is if you don't know how to use automatic.